Hey, don't you think it's legitimate to wonder who first invented the smart card? But what exactly are we talking about here? Well, we can speak about smart card technology every time an intelligent component, an integrated circuit chip, is placed on a portable object to exchange data securely with an external component, a reader. But the definition wouldn't be complete without mentioning that this chip also takes its necessary power from the reader, and you'll realize later why this detail is so important. The interface can be contact or contactless, and your banking card, your NFC phone, and even your e-passport are based on smart card technology. Now, who has invented this cutting-edge innovation? The story began in 1967 when two Germans, Helmut Grootrup and Jürgen Detloff, applied for a patent describing an integrated circuit chip incorporated onto a plastic card. 1 year later, they even add a transmission by inductive coupling, which can be considered as the early stages of contactless communication. A race for innovation had thus started, and many teams of scientists, including French, Japanese, and American, were on the starting line. But in an opportunistic manner, this is the 25th of March 1974 that Roland Moreno, a young French scientist, patented an integrated circuit chip fitted in a ring and later extended his patent to a card. By the way, even if Roland Moreno always denied it, it's very likely that the ring itself was inspired by the science fiction book La Nuit des Temps from the French author René Barjavel and published in 1968. It's explicitly described the use of a ring to purchase goods. So, can we still wonder who first invented the smart card? In popular belief, Roland Moreno finally won the title of first inventor, even if he just chose the right time to describe in great detail what was previously submitted by others. But he won the legal battle against his patent because he was the first to describe that the chip got its necessary power from the reader, which is one of the fundamental principles of the functioning of a smart card. But there were also many people who have contributed to the fast expansion of the smart card. The French engineer Michel Hugon was one of them, and he didn't integrate a simple memory, as did Moreno, but a complete microprocessor capable of securely hosting applications and their confidential data. So, even if Roland Moreno is commonly described as the inventor of the smart card, we shouldn't forget the important contribution of the whole research community. We look forward to receiving your comments.
Picture this, a computer that is 1/4 the size of a postage stamp, embedded in your credit card. That new technology is here. It's called a chip card. What makes a chip card different from a traditional credit card is the chip card is dynamic. It creates a new code for each transaction, and that makes it more secure. Magnetic strip cards contain static or unchanging data. With the chip card, the number changes every time it's used. That makes it nearly impossible for a fraudster to create a counterfeit card that can be used at an in-store merchant. Chip cards are easy to use, but a little different. Instead of swiping it, you insert the card into the terminal and leave it there until the end of the transaction. The terminal will prompt you to remove your card when your transaction is complete. This is called card dipping.
Like chips and dip? Not exactly, but pass the guacamole.
Even if the terminal is not chip-enabled, you can still use your chip card. Chip cards also contain a traditional magnetic strip on the back, so you can use it whenever chip terminals are not available. Does the chip card require a signature and PIN number? Maybe. Some merchants may choose to bypass signatures and PIN numbers for smaller transactions. But whenever you use your card as a debit or at the ATM, you will need to enter your PIN number. So who assumes liability for fraud on a chip card? Almost always it's the financial institution. In some cases, the merchant is responsible. Just remember, whether you have a new chip card or traditional card, you will never be liable for fraud. At Mountain America